the end of the story. But not of Yudo the Wanderer. There's more stories yet for him. So, I've had some criticism on this. And in the previous version of this video, the one that got corrupted, I went on for a while because the criticism was still freshly made, and now it's, a little bit older. But I had some people tell me that it's too introspective, and it's too much inside Yudo's head, and it's too, you need more action, I was told. We need more specific things happening. Maybe throw another character, or throw in, like, something that he physically does, or something that he, and this annoyed me. Some of the criticism made sense, some of the things I reworded, some things I actually read improperly on purpose or on accident during this reading just now. And the first time I read this story, I said the setting of the sun at the end. I said that by accident. Which is great, because the whole thing takes place at night, and we walk east towards the setting of the sun. But I'm told, there's a writer that I know, a published author, who said, no, this is too much inside his head, we need action, we need real and present action, real and present characters, and so I don't understand this line of thought. I sort of understand where they're coming from, I guess, but it's weird when you get criticism, and what people most hate is what I most love, in this case. I want to do an introspective story, and there are the things, like Earth and Refuge, for instance, which had plenty of actual action. There'll be plenty of that, but Yudo, spends a lot of time on his own. He spends a crap load of time just thinking. And he's inside his head, and he's inside his emotions, and it's all inspired by my experiences. But my worst experiences at high school, to be precise. Though, of course, Yudo has it more, has things a lot worse than I ever had. I was never without a home, sheesh. But when people tell me that a certain thing, it doesn't seem to work, and I'm like, but that's the way it was for me. I have spent lots of time and it's weird, I'm trying to summarize, years worth of stuff in 30 seconds here, but I've spent lots of time with my own pain and trying to get over it. Some people interpreted this as, they made a comment like, Yudo spends most of the story wallowing in self-pity. I was like, that seems like an insult, and because it's based on my experience, it almost seems like a personal insult, which of course it's not. No one's saying anything positive or negative about my personal things. They're talking about the story. I don't think he's wallowing. Wallowing is when you have pain and you refuse to confront it, and you're just like, I'm in pain, I don't want to do anything about it. Yudo is in tremendous pain, and he is confronting it. It's just an incredibly long, slow, hard process. And one that takes place much in his own head. This is a weird thing I found. People, apparently, if Yudo is fighting some physical beast or whatever, some lion jumps out at him, or whatever. Hello! And we have to fight it. It's a fancy story. Let's make it a griffin. Let's make it something, if he was doing something physical and fighting that battle, then, that's cool. We get that. But if he's internal, which obviously I went very much to the internal side here, then that's not as cool. That doesn't count. That, you're not allowed to grapple with your own inner, he's just, haunted by thousands of conflicting emotions. He's glad that he's free of the Federation, and I didn't explain what the Federation was here. It does get explained in other things. That was one of the criticisms I had. I'm like, yeah, well, overall this is meant to be a novel, so I can understand. As it was a short story, maybe it's weird. I thought, though, maybe I could keep it cryptic, and you can just sort of wonder. You need to know. You just know his present feeling, and just delve into that. Anyway, his conflicting feelings. He's glad for his freedom from the Federation, but he's also afraid. He's afraid that perhaps he's worthless. There's actually more self-loathing than self-pity. There's people are asking, well, or the writer person was asking, so characters are always motivated by either desire or fear, according to this person. Look at that. I just counted in the European method. Desire or fear? That's American. What are Yudo's desires? I was told. What are Yudo's fears? I'm like, what are Yudo's fears? He desires freedom and hope and comfort and care and a place to call home and sanity. And what does he fear? He fears containment, coercion, and pain, and death, and madness. And I mean, he honestly does question his own sanity sometimes. Not that he hallucinates per se, but he's a weird old guy in the middle of the freaking wilderness. Wouldn't you wonder if maybe you were crazy? If you were out there years and years and you weren't happy in the meantime? Like, yeah, sure you do on Walden Pond, just hanging out, but like... he's been torn up. He's been torn up by tyranny, essentially. It's a major theme of the book. And I wanted to approach tyranny and evil in general, and human existence in general, in terms of the soul first, and the physical stuff later. You know, this isn't about like, okay, and then comes the Dark Lord, and we need to get the legendary sword, and we need to go and, you know, and stab him in the face, and we need to, no. It's been done! It's been done! This is about a guy who spends a lot of time just inside himself. I tried to convey that with the writing and also my reading. I know I feel like I made a few mistakes along the way in the way of it. A couple people have said that they think this should be a movie that I write in terms that would convey easier that way on you know, visual medium. That'd be nice. In the meantime, it's a lot easier to write. But, you know, I'm going for the introspective thing. I'm going for human exists first in soul, next in mind, last in body. And tyranny, like anything else, is most powerful when it inflicts the soul, when a person almost believes himself to be deserving of the punishment he receives. Which is something that Udo skirts towards a couple times. Also based on personal experience. The idea of, well, maybe everything's my fault. Now, I did everything wrong. And everyone else, that they pushed me into this and to that and hurt me in various ways. You know, maybe it was for my own good, and maybe it was for my own thing, maybe it was, well, in my own personal case, all of it was well-intended. In Udo's case, not so much. And in both cases, large groups of people were wrong. and you know, it's hard when you're opposing large groups of people to know, okay, is it possible that I'm right and all of them are wrong? Or maybe they're all right and I'm just crazy. That would also make sense. This thing is so dark. You see this? I don't know why it does that. But yeah, there's I believe this chronologically takes place before Earthen Refuge, actually. Because in Earthen Refuge, he's more collected. I think, anyway. But anyway, there's all that. I'll be hopefully posting this video up soon. And then hopefully making videos like once every day or every couple of days or something like I'm supposed to do. Getting around to that. Anyway, I'm still Sonic Sons. Thanks for watching. See you later.